What is up, YouTube? It's Kingfisher745, and we're gonna get into the Odin epic boss fight right now. I'm extremely tired if you're wondering, but I was thinking I need to get a video out on this, so I'm trying my best. Now you don't even need any deploys, just do all the threats, and then you'll see, my son, my son. Now you're worried about him? Now? Where was this before when you cut us off and let the worthy stomp our cities into rubble? You see only those cities. You do not see the choices one such as I must make. But despite your insolence, you have earned an explanation. I had the realms to think of, Stark. Khal turned Midgard into an infection that threatened all the realms. Better to destroy it than have Khal gain power from it, and use that power to destroy the other realms. And you couldn't have helped instead? No, the risk to Asgard was too great. Had Asgard struck at Khal and suffered defeat? No. I gave you mortals a chance. You fought bravely. And now you must face one final challenge. What? What you call incursions also threaten the realms. You have passed the test of arms against Khal. Now you must pass another against me. If you defeat me, Midgard survives, for you will have proved yourselves worthy of the chance to solve the problem of incursions. Pretty crazy, right? Take on Odin. If not, the armies of Asgard will march. Son of a... You just watched your son die, and now you're telling us that he sacrificed himself for nothing? He is not dead the way a mortal would be, nor is the other. What you see is called the Odin sleep. No man nor god may know how long it will last, before their wounds are healed. No, his sacrifices earned you the chance to survive this final challenge. There is no other way. Choose the strongest among you, and prepare yourselves. So there it is, that's a setup for the epic boss battle against Odin, in Mission 3. And he is a huge pain. So, these are the heroes you choose. Well, not exactly, I have to change Iron Patriot out. Yup. Then let the challenge commence, and the victor be justly crowned. Alright, well, as many of you know, this fight is very annoying. If you have an infused mighty weapon, you'll want to bring it in. It's the only thing that can break through his shield. There still may be a chance for you though, we'll talk about that. But I'm going to bring in Blue Marvel, I figured why not. Stamina regen and a big hit. Iron Man though is going to be your MVP, at least he always was for me from the very beginning. You're going to be worrying mostly about his Unibeam. Now one thing that you can't really account for is turn order. But if you do get the first turn, try to chain some things along. Usually starting with, say, a Chrono Accelerator. To be honest with you, you should also probably use a Tactical Strike on Iron Man as soon as you can. Now, I'm actually not that worried because I can break his shield and I want to show you it. But typically, you would want to bounce around a little bit more because you don't really want him to put up the shield in the first place. Though that's going to be tough. The problem with this guy's shield is he's immune to Shield Breaker. You do pretty much no damage to him with your abilities. And he's just incredibly annoying overall. Now at least Blue Marvel is going to regen our stamina. And then after that, well, depending on the turn order, you can actually use offensive items. I don't have any snowballs, but that's always a huge go-to. And I've heard others say that as well about this boss. What I have used is a frag grenade, and it will even deal damage through that shield. So it may take you a long time, but you could try offensive items. Otherwise, this impenetrable shield can only be removed by the empowered mighty weapon. So I have one that I've researched so far, and that's currently on my agent. It's not really a trick, it says it right there in the tooltip, but not everyone has one of these weapons yet. One other thing I could recommend is in this case, if you're finishing the task list, let's say, it costs 10 gold to skip that task, and you get 128 gold back. Normally, I would say never spend gold on a task, but in this case, it's a pretty big trade-off, and maybe you could use that gold to build an infused weapon. Then you can beat him legitimately in the future, but that's just a thought, you don't have to do it that way. From this point on, I'm going to show you the power of the Unibeam, so get ready for this. First off, there's a 32k knockout. But let's keep it rolling. During the next round, they're going to give our agent a turn first. So what we're going to do is go over to our Chrono Accelerator. Actually, in this case, we're going to use a Quantum Elixir, give Iron Man all his stamina back in an immediate turn. So there's another Unibeam, this one for 44k. Now we're down to the final wave. Once again, we have great turn order, the best one yet. And this is where I'm going to end up using a tactical strike, but like I said, you may want to try to get that on him in the first wave. It's a great item to use on Iron Man. Honestly, I wasn't sure if I was going to get him here. I didn't think Iron Man could use more than one Unibeam. I didn't know if that'd be enough. But I decided, let's use that double strike. I'll show you it on the defensive tab. It's going to be usually kind of towards the end. Now this says single target attacks grant a second attack. An immediate second attack. I don't want to confuse you with the tactical strike, which says single target attacks grant an extra turn. That's even better. But here I didn't think I had enough stamina for a second Unibeam, so we're just going to let Odin have one. It actually does enough, but there's our follow-up attack as well. And then he'll do some crazy attack at the end, but don't worry about it. What matters is you won the fight. And there it is. I know that's one of the quicker battles you'll probably see against this guy, but you can beat him. No question. With some ingenuity or a lot of snowballs, you may not need a mighty weapon, or I should say an infused one. But it is very difficult without it. I'm not going to kid you on that. Then on the roulette there's 16 blue infused ISO 8, 16 yellow, and 16 red. Does it even matter because you very rarely win any of these? That's part of the issue. The drop rate is abysmal. So I'm not surprised we landed right between two of them. Fantastic. I'm calling it. We won. That's it. Mortals won. Midgard won. You take your army and get the hell out of here. Very well, Stark. You fought with great pride. I removed the barrier. But if you cannot control incursions, this will not be the last time we take up arms against each other. Whatever, tough guy. We'll work out our own problems. Can someone give me a ride to the helicarrier? I think my suit is too busted up to fly. And that is going to be the end of the regular part of the mission, but there is going to be additional text. Quite a bit of it. And we'll go over that really quickly. I saw quite a few comments that said you wanted me to play through all 3 chapters, and I'm going to work on that next week. You sure get a big mouth when you talk to gods. Bravado's the only language they listen to. Cap. Plus I'm good at it. You think we can solve the incursion problem? Yeah, I do. Especially now that Odin has dropped the barrier. Now we can work in space again. Maybe get a little extra outside brain power. Could that be talking about future heroes? And you saw those hammers shooting off into the sky, right? We need to get search teams out to bring in our formerly worthy friends. We're already looking. Odin took Thor and Jane Foster with him. Hard to believe they're really gone. Both of them? She really was Thor then. She sure fought like him, even though she was a mortal to start with. That's why she fought so hard. That's the thing gods never understand. Us mortals, we look out for each other. We have to. We're little, squishy, reliant on our brains. And that's why we know how to stick together. So yeah, we'll solve the incursion problem. You can bank on it. Let's get started. And that's it. That's the end of the dialogue. It's also the end of challenge mode for me. So I get my 256 gold. Now that's an awesome prize. So chapter 12, 100% complete. Another 30 CP and 5 gold. Now I do think there's going to be more content. White Tiger has been going around and she looks amazing. So I'm looking forward to her. We have Phyla coming soon. So good luck in PvP. And I will have a rewards video for that as soon as it ends. As far as Season 2, next up is going to be Chapter 12 Mission 1 in its entirety. Dialogue and all. So thank you to Mark for these graphics. I hope that you all tune in and I want to thank you for watching. Then if you don't mind, please like, comment, and subscribe. Then until next time, good luck and take care.